New numbers from the FAA tonight show just how understaffed Austin's airport is when it comes to air traffic controllers.
These renewed concerns about staffing come after last week's deadly plane crashes on the East Coast and following a series of near misses at ABIA.
7 on Your Side reporter John Krinjak joins us live from ABIA tonight with a closer look at the numbers and the potential impact on safety. John.
Yeah, Rebecca, we're learning the air traffic control tower here at ABIA only has about half the controllers that it should have, according to the FAA. And aviation experts say that could lead to problems, specifically on bad weather days and busy travel days.
We've had a known risk of near misses and collisions for a while now. One is now manifested, and it needs to be the last one.
67 people dead after an Army helicopter and a passenger plane collide midair in Washington. Another 7 killed in a medevac jet crash in Philadelphia. It's renewing questions about air traffic controller staffing, including in Austin.
We are in the top 5 airports with the greatest shortage of air traffic controllers.
So how bad is it? The FAA providing these numbers to Fox 7 in response to a Freedom of Information request. Last month, the FAA says only 32 controller positions were filled compared to the target number of 60. That's just 53%. Those numbers unchanged from 6 months prior.
Well, you've done what no other reporter has done and go out and actually get the data from the FAA instead of just accepting the propaganda that they put out.
The situation has largely gotten worse over time. In January 2024, the target number was lower at 42 controllers. Back then, 35 of those positions were filled, or 83%. 2 years earlier, there was a target of 38 controllers, of which 35 were filled, or 92%.
We've gone backwards as the target has gone up.
Mike Slack, an Austin-based aviation expert, says a lack of controllers can impact safety, especially when coupled with high traffic or bad weather.
Day in, day out, it may not be a concern, but it's that moment. It's that foggy day. The circuit of the Americas has a race, and you have a lot of traffic, then your margin of safety gets cut down considerably.
With fewer positions filled, he says, controllers are likely working overtime, doubling up on positions, and possibly getting fatigued.
And so attention, memory, reaction are all compromised as stress increases.
There have been nearly a dozen near misses at ABIA in recent years. This past October, an American Airlines plane missed a Cessna by about 350 feet. 2 years ago, a FedEx cargo plane nearly collided with a Southwest jet. Slack says those are the kinds of situations he's worried about when controllers are stretched too thin.
It's like, did I clear that airplane for takeoff or not? Okay, all of a sudden there's this momentary, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't have cleared that airplane for takeoff.
Congressman Lloyd Doggett says he's concerned the situation may not improve under the new Trump administration, with federal workers being urged to take buyouts and the FAA administrator resigning after a reported clash with Elon Musk. But he'd like to see the agency step up efforts to fill those gaps.
Given the high cost of living in the Austin area, that we need incentive pay to draw more controllers there.
One bright spot, ABIA did recently install ground surveillance technology to help controllers.
The controllers tell me that it is helpful in tracking. It's like having an electronic device on everything moving around the airport that they can see how it's moving around, but it's certainly not a panacea.
Austin's airport saying in a statement a fully staffed tower is essential to ensuring the highest standards of safety. We will continue to collaborate closely with the FAA to implement a staffing plan that meets the growing needs of AUS.
I think generally the Austin airport is safe, and these air traffic controllers are doing a really good job. But, they're only human. And when you have such a shortage, there's always the possibility that mistakes can occur.
Now, the FAA declined my request for an interview for this story, but they did send along a statement saying, quote, growing the nation's air traffic controller workforce is a top priority. We continue to hire and onboard new controllers. Their work is critical to meeting our safety mission. The FAA hired 1,811 air traffic controllers in fiscal year 2024. We're live at ABIA tonight. I'm John Krinjak, Fox 7 Austin News.